Today we have a guest. His name is Jesus Garcia. They called him Chopper. He was an Arizona M member. A lot of people are going to be surprised to see you here. Those that know, obviously, and to those subscribers that don't know, let me briefly give an introduction. Chopper was an M member from the 80s on through the early 2000s. He was active when I was active. We were in contact almost throughout my tenure of being a carnal. And it's a trip, bro, to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here. I was surprised to hear that you were doing this. My primo, he's the one that I got in contact with my primo, and he had told me about you, that he listened to your podcast, and that you mentioned my name a couple of times. And I told him, well, send me the information. And then I had somebody get in contact with you one night, just recently, and I told this person, I said, look, make sure you let them know that it's me, and I wasn't sure at first, because of, I wasn't sure of the standings, and were exactly, because I knew you, you know what I mean? I knew what you were about. I was right there. I helped groom you when you were coming up. You were right there in the mix with everything. So I shot word to you. You responded, and here we are. This is something that I've been wanting to get involved in for a minute, so I could tell my story and hopefully detour younger guys, even older guys, of making a decision, a bad decision, getting involved in any kind of type of criminal activity, gangs, the Mexican Mafia. And that's why I'm here. I believe that as time goes on and we continue to make these recordings, people are going to understand, coming from us, that this type of lifestyle is not, it's not all out what it's meant to be.
Yeah, I hear you, and you're right. I mean, that's kind of why I started doing it. A lot of people, it's been it hasn't been a tough road. I don't really care what people say or think, I never really did. Mm-hmm. I started doing this not for the people that have something negative to say about it, but for those that are who are still green and looking to learn everything, and right. See what this is about, and I just think, like, you're just recently getting out. I guess we'll put that out there. You haven't been out longer than a couple months. So I'll tell you, the YouTube has a whole. It kind of blew up on this prison genre, they started calling it, where all these ex-prisoners get on there and talk about things. I mean, there's a wider range of stuff, mm-hmm. of what they do and what they talk about and what they decide, how they go. And in the midst of that, it started going negative. These dudes started having beefs with each other, and it was childish, to say the least. But I don't think, and I mean, I don't know if some of these, if a subscriber commenters can, if I'm wrong, they can comment and let us know. But this is the first channel that has had actual ex-members come on and speak on the life.
whatever these other vatos think and whatever they say, it don't matter. We're here. You're free. I'm free. We wised up.
And the reason that we can say that is because we've been there and we've seen that. Like okay, so we did the ultimate, brother. Okay, you killed for the M, and I killed for the M, and I mean, that's not something that we're going to glorify, speak on too much here, but we both we're not here. We're not speaking on something we don't know. We actually went all out. We became carnalists. We killed for the organization. We weren't just people that were trying to get into something and didn't make, none of that, I'm not downing anybody, there's just levels to this shit. And we were at the highest levels of it. So we saw what it's about. And it's them dudes, and we could even say us. We didn't care about each other, bro. We didn't care about each other when it came down to it. There was a pocket of people that, if you did time with somebody for years, that was a person that you were willing to, that you had love for that dude, that's your brother and all that. Most of the organization, you don't know these dudes, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do time with them, so they don't care about you. And you don't care about them at the end of the day. It's all politics. Right. It comes down to what they can do for me and what I can do for them. And when that stops being a factor, then that's when the politics kick in and they start trying to figure out a way to knock you out the box to either raise themselves or make room for the next idiot. You know what I mean? And it's a harsh way to say it, but that's the reality of it.
That's the facts. That's the facts, because we made choices. We did things that at the time we felt that were right, but now that we look back, it's like, man, I was really brainwashed, to really decide to do what I was doing, and it's crazy. It at the top level, it was only a few individuals that had that influence. And the rest of the higher ups, they would agree. And these bad decisions, affected hundreds of lives. Yeah, hundreds of lives in a negative way. And with us doing what we're doing now, I know for a fact that there's a lot of dudes on the fence right now. Straddling that fence, and all they have to do is just step to the right side. Do it now before it's too late, and it's never too late, but do it now before it affects you in ways that it's gonna, affect you forever.
Yeah, I mean, we're living proof that it's never too late. You can even from that situation. However, we have to live a certain way. We're no longer free to live how we would really want to, I would think. You know what I mean? I mean, we have to take precautions in our life, right, that and I think that's where you would say stop before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Because then it becomes a matter of every day saying, should I, can I do this? Can I do that? Or should I do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, as a matter of just living day to day for us, we have to make sure that we're on our toes, basically. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of kids, I think, that before they reach even that part of it, man, like just before that, I mean, there's a lot of heartache in between that, bro. Like I said, we took the ultimate sacrifice. So we gave up, years of our life, 20, 30 years of our life, mm-hmm, doing time, losing. I mean, I don't know, brother, if you had any kids prior to getting locked up or not. I don't think so.
No, I was too young.
Yeah.
Been locked up on my.
And I did. I got locked up. I was 17. And the girlfriend I had at the time was also 17. We had been together a few, a little high school thing. I was with her for a few years. She was pregnant when I got locked up. And when I was in the county, actually, I got locked up September of 95. She had my daughter October of 95. And throughout the county jail, I was in there for like 8 months. She was bringing her to visit me. I got to see her, and I thought everything was going to be good, bro. Like everyone does.
Yeah.
The Ruka ended up walking out of my life, and she ended up keeping my daughter from me. And that's it, bro. My little girl now is, I guess, 25 years old. And I ain't never even spoken to her, bro. The last time I touched her when she was 8 months old in the county jail. So that's a loss that I can obviously give to my own decisions, based on my decisions that I made and shit that could have been preventable, bro.
Go ahead, Al.
I was just gonna say, so that's why I'm saying, like, to these kids, man, like, stop before you have that story, bro.
And the thing is, this type of lifestyle, you're gonna have more heartache, more loss than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna end up dead, losing, or in prison.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose family members. You're gonna lose, people that you love. People are gonna turn against you. The people that you believe that are right next to you, that are your brothers, are gonna turn against you.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Regardless, it's gonna happen. You and I, we were somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And before we even decided to do what we were doing, they were already plotting against us for no reason.
Yeah.
And that's the type of lifestyle this is. It's negative all the way, 100% negative.
Yeah, and I guess, what's crazy is it's almost to be expected, and yet we didn't expect it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the type of people these are.
Yeah.
But what made you think that you guys were gonna be a great family and
live happily ever after?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna take care of each other in the joint, and we. It's just like, this is the most logical conclusion that it could come to, and yet people don't see it. And I guess that's why us bringing it out and telling the stories, and that's why I do the videos, and we're gonna obviously do a lot more of this Shot Caller podcast talking about it, and engaging the audience a little more if we can in the future, just because I think that these stories, they say, if you don't learn the past or the history, you're doomed to repeat it, or whatever that little saying is.
Right.
It's the truth, bro. These kids, if they can learn from us, then maybe they can avoid all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like right now, they're looking up to vatos that they're looking up to us. Not obviously not now. We're in the bad side or whatever. But when we were on the good side,
and that's not necessarily true. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have a lot of viewers that are gonna look at this. And really, even if they're in the video, even if they're, it's gonna make them think.
Yeah.
I've
because seen that already. We get comments, bro, where people that are even active are like, "Man, I respect what you're doing," and all that, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope, man, that these people that, man, for the most part, brother, we both know that our target audience isn't the older crew that's watching YouTube. It's their kids. And that's what I want them to do. Start talking to your kids, man, and say, "Hey, man, you guys glorify this shit. You think this gangster shit is the lie? Look at these dudes. They're telling you the truth right here. They're telling you what it is, and there's nothing to it. There's not. What did we benefit from all that? We had more loss than, just like you said, there was more loss than anything. I guess we can say that we aspired to be something. We got there and it felt good, but at the end, what was it all for? It was negative. We should have did it I mean, fuck, bro. If we could do this in the almost like saying like in the joint, right, bro? Where we're talking about killers and that. If we could have done anything with our lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we could have, honestly, it's a cutthroat world, and if we would have been in a non-cutthroat world, we could have excelled to so much more. You know,
if we would have exerted all the energy we put in to be a carnalist into something positive, I mean, we would have been, I mean, millionaires.
Yeah, at least.
But you know, the one thing I think about all the time is, you know, especially now with you and me and a couple other guys, that we had to experience these heartaches, these losses in our lives to get us to where we are now, so we could help other people. This is our calling right now. This is what we're supposed to do. This is what the path that we walked so many miles to get to. This is the path that we have to be on right now to spread, to share the stories that we have to help others. And I believe it's gonna work.
Yeah, and you know, bro, this is the right time for it. You know what I mean? This YouTube thing and all this is really, it reaches out to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. We're always gonna have the haters, but that ain't never stopped us before. All that, you know, the bottom line is now we can reach people that could never be reached before. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, someone could just play this in a classroom to a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? A teacher can say, "Hey, kids, look, watch these guys. They were this," and you know, I mean, we can reach a lot of people with with what we've experienced. Yeah. And you know, speaking of that, a lot of people have asked me about the trigger split, is what they call it. The situation with where Trigger and it was Trigger, you, Monchi, and Greyhound were involved in what they called the split. I guess of what year would it have been? 2002 or something? 2003?
Yeah, 2000. It was around. It's 2002, 2003, all the way to the end of 2004 when I was transferred out of state.
Yeah, and so people have asked me about it, what it was about, what happened, and I haven't made a video. I haven't commented too much on it because I was in the county jail when that was going on. When it first started, I was with Pablo and them, and I think you remember that at that time, administration was calling it the MCSO faction and the SMU2 faction. Kind of pitting us against each other already, just the fact that I was in MCSO. But at that time, it hadn't, when I was there, we were all in the same pod together. Me, Pablo, Cuervo, Luis Cisneros, all those guys, everybody was there. We were all busted together. It hadn't reached the level that it eventually did. The whole thing at the time was, I remember, the regla had been proposed that if you got sent out of state, you fell back and let the carnales that are still in state call the shots. Once Cuervo and Pablo and them figured out that they were going to be getting sent out of state because of the New Mexico thing, they wanted to change that rule or at least veto or go against it or whatever, because they didn't want to lose the power. So that's kind of where it started. And I was there for that first part. And then I was gone. I ended up getting sent off to the feds. And then, you know, the political stuff happened with me and I was done. So I wasn't involved in what it became later. But obviously we'll, you know, now that you're here, we'll do a video on that and talk about it. But I kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit here. It kind of, it almost, it's like shit. It can't be, everything is going so good and then something has to happen. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, there's always some kind of bullshit going on in the mix. And it's just like, it's almost the epitome of what gangs are, right? I mean, with if you can't find a common enemy outside, you find the enemy within.
That's true. I mean, you couldn't have said that any better, and that's yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem. So I mean, we'll address some of these questions that the subscribers. I just wanted to bring that out because subscribers have asked a lot about that.
Right.
And now that you're here, you were obviously a big part of that whole thing. So we'll give them what they want as far as the story. And I just hope that they also get the underlying theme of that story as well, that, you know, it's like no matter what, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
There's always someone fighting to try and be better, bigger, and there is no.
I call it a cancer. You know, that's what it is, a cancer. You know, it spreads, it starts small and it just continues to grow, and then it's eventually going to kill you. You know. Yeah.
Well, you have anything else to add, brother? Like, I know we're gonna do some more. I want to introduce you a little bit more in the future to the subscribers. I mean, I would like if you can, bro, come on the podcast a little more often. This is something that we just kind of started. We've released a few with Sleepy and Boxer.
Right.
We're trying to make it a weekly thing, and if you have the time, when you can, we'd like to.
For this, I will always have time for it because this is important. It's important to me. It's important to the viewers. It's important to the people that are not sure which path to take. That they need to know that if you are in with certain people, there's always a way out. Never doubt that there's not a way out, because there's a way out. If you really want to get away from it, reach out to us. We'll help you in any kind of way, you know, as far as, you know, giving you guidance in any kind of knowledge that you may need to get away from that type of lifestyle. Because I know you, Cricket, you know what I mean, as well as I do. You know, there's certain steps you have to take to get out. And I'm just referring to, if you want to get out, you have to leave the neighborhood. You have to start over. You want to start over, you got to have 2 feet on the right side. You can't straddle no fences.
Yeah. You know? I think I'm not sure if you saw, but I've put out a couple videos explaining the original split and a few other things. And people ask that, you know, they've been asking about more, you know, more videos are going to be coming, but I just want to make sure that they don't misunderstand what these videos are about. It's not to glorify these people. It's not to glorify the lifestyle. It's not to glorify the eme. They're facts. It's what happened. It's history. Mm-hmm. But I also want everyone to see at the end of each video, and even during it, all those involved fall. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna find me and you right now. We're not going to. We could probably save it for a future podcast, but we could probably name off the top of our head, maybe probably count them on our hand, which carnales are still carnales and active from our time. You know what I mean? I'm not, maybe 10 vatos and the rest a bunch of new dudes. You know what I mean?
If that.
I mean, so, I mean, and I've said it before, people have asked me, hey, you know, when I get on these lives, people, hey, what happened to the, you know, this one? What happened to this one? What happened to this one? And at the end, man, I feel like just saying, bro, and I have said it, anyone you ask me about is going to end up being no good in the eyes of the rest of them, period. Yeah. Like, that's the way it works. And you know, that's what we are. We're supposedly no good. You know what I mean? And I disagree, bro. I think we're the ones that are good.
Exactly.
We're the ones that, like, you, brother, you were my carnal then, you're my carnal now. If you need anything, I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
short of killing anybody. That's just not my lifestyle.
You're right.
but we ain't in that to where we need
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the carnalismo that I was always looking for. You know what I mean? And I think it's just that shit right there, man. We think about it. Everyone, I mean, pretty much everyone that how do I say it? My victims were other carnalists for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't have an enemy out there that we were protecting ourselves from, and
we were our own enemies.
Exactly. And you know, yeah, we had the little thing going on with the vieja, but they were slammed down. It was rare to get one of them out where you could hit them. You know what I mean? And it happened. I get it, but I mean, and even that was an internal thing. They were all one. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't have an enemy, you find them, and you find it within yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll wrap this up, brother. I just wanted to bring it out, and I think on the next one, then if you're available, I just wanted to we wanted to introduce you a little more, talk about the neighborhood you came from, and you know, all that type of stuff. We'll get into a little bit of history of you, a little bit of I guess a profile of you without actually doing one of those videos.
Right. I'm here though, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be a part of this as much as possible. As much as you guys welcome me, I'm gonna be here.
If you got anything else, I mean, anything you want to tell the viewers, the subscribers, the members, feel free, brother.
Just stay posted. You know, it's gonna get better, and there's gonna be a lot of knowledge that's gonna be spread. It's gonna be revealed. A lot of stuff that you guys want to hear and know of, we're gonna talk about it. I've been there. I was there for a lot of years, so I know a lot. And
how long were you at? You were a carnal for what? 17 years?
18 years.
18 years active carnal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll end it here. Thank you guys for tuning in out to listen to us. Just if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit that like, and share this, man. Let other people see this, and anybody you think needs to hear it, man, send it their way.